Hello everyone. Today in this lecture on introductions to ecology, I am trying to emphasize on the concept of ecology and the need to study the ecology. So let's start with ecology. Though the writings of Hippocrates, Aristotle and other philosophers of ancient Greece clearly contain the references on ecological topics and the Greeks did not have a word for ecology. The term ecology was coined by a German scientist Ernst Haeckel in 1869. The word ecology is derived from the Greek word oikos, meaning household, and logos, meaning the study. So literally then, ecology is the study of life at home with emphasis on the totality or pattern of relations between organisms and their environment. This definition was given by the Merriam-Webster Collegiate Dictionary. He, as the term coined by the Ernst Haeckel, Haeckel defined ecology as the study of the natural environment, including the relations of organisms to one another and to their surroundings. Means, in other words, we may say that it is the relations between the biotic and abiotic factor, or biotic and abiotic component. Biotic means the living organisms and abiotic means the non-living things. So ecology, in broad sense, we can say that it is the interrelationship between the biotic and abiotic factor, or the organisms and their environment. So though the Haeckel coined this term, but before the Haeckel, many scholars contributed to the subject. For example, Antony van Leeuwenhoek, a premier microscopist, also pioneered the study of food chain and population regulation. So, as a recognized distinct field of a science, ecology dates from the 1900s, but only in the past few decades has this word become part of dictionary, general vocabulary. And now ecology is seen as not just a biological but a human science. And rightly, Evelyn Hutchinson defined the ecology as the science of universe. He defined the ecology as the science of universe. So now the question is, what is the need to study ecology? Let's try to find out answer on it. And I think it was best explained by Professor Susie Verghese in her lecture, The Need to Study Ecology, and she quote from Professor David Orr lectures on what is education for. David Orr asked this question in his lectures about 30 years before in 1991, and now his quote is attracting us to look in more details in ecology. So quoting from David Orr, Susie Verghese explained that if today is the typical day on planet Earth, we will lose something like 116 square miles of rainforest, or about an acre a second. And we'll all know that the importance of rainforest in our day-to-day life as well as in ecology. So, and similarly, we will lose another 72 acre miles of to encroaching desert, or as a result of human mismanagement and overpollutions, we may lose 40 to 100 species, and no one know whether the number is a 40 or 100. So the question arises in our mind, why we don't know whether it is a 40 or 100, because we have not even estimated how many species are there on Earth, and so do not know whether we are losing 40 or 50 or 100 or how many species on a single day. And similarly, today human population will increase by 25 lakhs, and today we will add 27 2,700 tons of chlorofluorocarbons to the atmosphere and 15 million tons of a carbon. So this number was given in 1991 by David Orr, and now can you imagine how much carbon being added to the atmosphere? And tonight, he also quoted that, and tonight the earth will be little hotter and its water become more acidic and the life fabric becomes more threadbare. So this is the question Professor Orr asked us, why we need to worry about this and we need to know how the planet Earth works and whether we need to understand ecology. In a primitive society, all individuals needed to know their environment, that is, to understand the forest or the nature of the forest, to understand the forest, the nature and the plants and the animals around them to survive. But the beginning of civilizations in fact coincided with the use of fire and other tools. It modifies our environment. Because of technological achievement, humans seems to depend less on natural environment for their daily needs, and many of us forget our continuous dependence on nature for air, for water, and indirectly food and many other services which are provided or supplied by the nature. And also economic systems of whatever political ideology value things made by human beings that primarily benefit the individual, but they place little monetary value on the goods and services of nature that benefit us as a society. Until there is a crisis, humans tend to value natural goods. Natural goods and services are taken granted. We assume they are unlimited or somehow replaceable by the technological innovation. Even though we know that the life necessities such as the oxygen and water may be recyclable but not replaceable. We have to keep in mind that these are the recyclable but not replaceable. As long as the life support services, as long as the life support services are considered free, they have no value in current market systems. So more important, we have to study the rapid development of new interface discipline, that is ecological economics, and that is the beginning to bridge the gap between the ecology and economics. In concluding segment of my today's lectures, I would like to remind you the future of our species depends on how well we understand the extension of ecology and employ it in the wise management of our natural resources. We live both by market economy, which is necessary for our welfare on day-to-day life basis, and by the natural economy, which is necessary for our welfare indeed, however, our very own existence. The natural economy is necessary for our existence for the long term, and it is equally true that the pursuit of the public health is largely an application of ecology. We are, after all, a species in an ecosystem exactly adapted to the conditions peculiar to the surface of this planet and subject to the same principles of ecology as all other species. And so lastly, I would like to conclude by one quote: we can live without technology, but we cannot live without ecology. Thanking you. If you have any doubts, you can comment or you can mail on gurukashule@gmail.com. Thank you. Thank you very much.